Hello and welcome to English 111 at Stanley Community College. I'm going to be your instructor for this section this semester. My name is John Bowman. I've been teaching English 111 for going on 10 years at this point. This is one of the first times that I've ever done an entire semester online. It might be one of the first times for you as well. But I have some excellent resources in the course for you throughout the entire semester, and I just want to make sure that you have a great educational experience going through English 111 with me throughout the fall. So let's just jump right in because I want to make sure that this video is as useful as possible. I'm going to kind of hold off on some of the background information on me because there's other places in the course where that's in there. And instead, I just want to kind of give you the guided tour. First things first, you've accessed this video through the announcements. Now, I already have a different announcement that's in here, but that's because this announcement is in every single English 111 section in the entire catalog at Stanley Community College. That is because this semester, rather than setting up a space where you could come to a single class every day of the week and where we try to replicate the in-class experience, what we've instead done is we've reverted that, or inverted that, I should say. And so we set up sessions that you can instead come to where you get like a little mini lecture and then you get to ask questions and get answers. I will be in some of these, other instructors will be in some of these. If you cannot attend one of these where I'm not there, that's okay. This is designed to help you. This is a bonus. So if, for example, if you can't make the 8 a.m. one, but you can make the 6 p.m. on Tuesdays, great, go to that one. I won't actually be in that one, but you'll get the same kinds of information. All of our English classes are on the same exact schedule. I designed this to make sure that you could have access to live instructors, whether it be me or somebody else, so that way we can help you with questions and give you just a little bit of that classroom experience on your own time. So these are, again, not sequential. They all concentrate on the same sort of stuff here at the start, but we're all on the same schedule. So we're going to give you just a slightly different flavor for each of these, and I'll let you read more of it here. So I want to start by drawing your attention to that resource. This is not just an online class. This is a sort of weird new thing that we've developed this semester. Okay, coming back here to the modules, I'm going to walk through some of that information in just a second like I would in a normal classroom. First, I want to talk about the syllabus. Syllabus contains all of my information, all my contact information and everything like that. Up here at the very top, you have my email address. Hang on, I'm going to magically make it appear. Ready? It's the magic of the pause feature. Okay, so it's right there now. That's the email address that you can use. You can use the Canvas feature as well first. I do answer these. I know you can see there that I have something like 560 at this point. That's because they forward to my normal email address and I respond to them, but it doesn't mark them as read. So it's not that I'm just one of those people that doesn't answer email. I do, usually within something like a half hour to an hour. This is my office phone, if you want to call that. I will be physically on the campus on Tuesdays of every single week. If you want to, you can set up an appointment. I ask that you do set up an appointment ahead of time. Please don't just pop in because of the circumstances with the whole COVID thing. But feel free to come up there on Tuesdays. After you schedule that appointment, you can call this number. Again, that goes directly to my email address, or I will always get that number. You can call that number, this one right here, 24/7, and I will respond as soon as possible. I'm not answering the phone or, going to listen to my message at 3 a.m., but I will get up the next day and listen to your phone call and return it. This is my actual cell phone number, this one right here, the thing I carry with me all over the place. You can use that number for texting. I don't answer just random calls from random numbers because I just do that as a rule. I get a lot of spam calls just like everybody else. So you can use this for texting, do so between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. If I don't respond to you, if it's getting on toward 8 p.m. or something like that, I might be eating dinner. And if I don't respond to you that evening, I will get definitely back to you the next day. This is for short questions. I've been giving out this information for a very long period of time, for nearly as long as I've been teaching. Haven't had a problem with it yet. But, there's always that first time. If I do have a problem, I'll just block your number. You can use the other stuff to get in touch with me. But just be respectful. That's my private number. If they bring movies back and Black Widow ever releases, I'll be in the movie theater watching that. I'm not leaving the movies to answer your text because I paid for that. I deserve to be in the movie theater. But again, I will respond as soon as possible. Okay? I want you to have access to me. I want you to be able to ask questions when you have them. If you do use any of these forms of communication, and for some reason I think the answer to your question is a little bit more complicated, I may ask to talk to you on the phone, or ask if we could set up a Google Meet or a Zoom session or something like that to just briefly discuss it. So just kind of be prepared for that as well. these are your textbook materials that are required in the course. The top one is a grammar reference card. You can use this in the class that we're in right now. You can use it in other classes as well. It's a nice reference. It's fairly inexpensive. Same thing with the MLA reference card. I would keep this and I would use it if I were you, going even into English 112, because English 112 requires you to do some citation in MLA formatting. If you take a different class and you have MLA format in that class, this would be a very handy reference for you as well. I'm going to skip reading all of this information to you because you can go through and read it yourself at some point. But down here toward the bottom, I just want to draw attention to a couple different things. First off, this is one of the places in the syllabus that I talk directly to you. And item number 1 is the one I always concentrate on every single semester. That is, I'm going to treat you like an adult throughout the entire course. That means that if you don't hand in something, I'm not going to chase after you, I'm not going to call you, I'm not going to try to make you feel bad or email you or anything like that, because I'm going to assume that you're an adult. And as an adult, you know that if you don't hand in something, that's a 0. I'm just going to put the 0 in the grade book, and that's going to be that. So I will treat you like an adult because I've assumed that you've made adult decisions. The reason is because as an adult, if you have an emergency or if you have something that's going to delay you handing in your assignment in a timely fashion, I've given you a whole bunch of different contact information to get in, that you can use to get in touch with me. And so that way you can contact me and say, Mr. Bowman, I'm having an emergency of some sort. I really need another 24 hours or 48 hours or just through the weekend or something like that. Yes, I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy to work with you. I pride myself in trying to work with students to make sure that they can meet their educational goals and help their family or attend their jobs or whatever they need to do. The only exception is if every single week your dog is dying or your cat is sick or something like that, then we might have a bit of a talk, because if your dog dies every week for 16 weeks, you have a lot of dogs, and that's a problem, because that's a pattern. If you contact me once or twice or a couple times or something like that, not a big deal. I understand. I want to work with you. Just don't panic. All I ask is that you stay in touch with me. It's like a job. If you don't contact your boss, when you have an emergency or something like that, and you don't show up for your job, your boss is going to be upset. Same thing here. I can't help after the fact because that's not fair to the other students. If you don't hand in your assignment and you contact me a week later and say, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot I had to go to work that day and I meant to contact you, the answer is going to be, well, I'm really sorry, but I can't do anything because it's not fair. It's not fair. So I ask that you contact me ahead of time if possible. If you have a car accident, please go take care of the car accident. Don't contact me in the ambulance. But contact me within a reasonable time period. All right. In this class also, I'm here to teach you about plagiarism, and I'm here to try to help you to understand plagiarism. So that's one of my goals. But if you come in and you intentionally try to pass off work that belongs to somebody else or work that you've used in a prior class in this class, that is indeed plagiarism. That's one of the very first quizzes in the entire course. I do take that seriously, and just please don't do it. I don't like giving out zeros every single semester. I have done it multiple times. I will continue to do it as long as I teach because it's just part of my job. I'm not doing my job if I'm not holding you accountable for that. But there are tons of resources in the course to keep you away from plagiarism. Also, be aware that self-plagiarism is a thing. Again, if you're recycling work from one semester to another, from one class to another, that is indeed self-plagiarism, and you will be held accountable for that. So that's a 0. You have to attend the class, which means signing in each week and doing the work. Again, that's not the online sessions that I talked about at the beginning. You don't have to worry about those. That's not an attendance thing. We don't even keep attendance in those. That's just there for your benefit. Late work, I deduct 10 points per 24-hour period that something's not handed in, and I don't accept anything that's more than 5 days late. So there's the late work penalty. Down here at the bottom, this is the way that you'll be graded throughout the entire semester. You have peer edits, that's for this portion of your grade. Your essays, 30%, your assignments, 35%. Your capstone project is a major project in this course, and it's worth 30% in total. Okay, with that in mind, your entire layout for the course is down here at the bottom. Now, all the assignments themselves are due on Thursday of every single week at 5 p.m. I set it up this way because I think that it's good for you to know what you're up against, to know that every single week in Mr. Bowman's class, your work is due on on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Some students have asked me, well, why not 11:59? Why not toward midnight? My answer is because I'm not awake at that point, and a lot of students seem to have questions just before the due date and due time. So this means that I'm definitely awake and I can definitely help you. Okay. If you need until midnight for some reason, because your job lasts until 5 o'clock and you just can't make it at that time, again, contact me. We can talk about it. It's not the end of the world. This is your deadline, but that doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be brick wall if you have some kind of circumstances where we could talk about it. Now, the exception is that you have peer editing assignments in the course. Peer editing assignments, let me jump back over here to the modules and show you. Peer editing assignments are assignments in the course marked with an E. So when you have an assignment that's marked with an E, they're all going to have the exact same format. Go to the main assignment, look at the main assignment, do a draft of that assignment, and submit that by that date. Then you need to make sure that you do feedback for your peers. And then after that, you need to make sure that when all is said and done and all is complete, that you hand in that final draft for the assignment itself. Okay? That's how this works. That's how the peer editing will work throughout the entire course. These are some of your first assignments in the course. So if you have questions about this, please let me know. If you're confused, please let me know. But this is the way that you can interact with your peers throughout the entire course, and that way you're not just out there in cyberspace by yourself. The course is also structured so that every single module has a paper that's due. So the very first module, you're going to do a purpose and audience paper. Second module, it's going to be blending rhetorical modes paper. We'll talk more about these as we go forward, critique, so forth and so on. Also, the assignments that are in each module lead up to the paper. So this 1.1, 1.2 build up to that final paper inside this module. Okay? As you're working, you will continue to go through that recursive process that is a part of the writing process. Anytime that somebody writes something, it's always a great idea to bounce that idea off of somebody else, that writing off of somebody else. Coming back over here to the assignment or the announcement just for a second. This is a big long thing that I've written. I've just shown it to you a second ago. When I wrote that, I promise you, I submitted this to another instructor on campus and said, can you please check me, because I want to make sure that before I send this out to every student in English 111, I want to make sure it's right. It's just good practice. It works at all levels of responsibility. It's something that I've done. It's something that I expect of you as well. So that's what the editing assignments are about, and then you go into the papers. The course is also designed to give you easy access to all the resources that we've collected. We have videos, we have podcasts, we have all kinds of stuff in here. But you're going to find your main content inside anything that has a 0.0 on it. So 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, this is basically your textbook. The intent in designing the course was to make it as cheap as possible for you, because I know how much it costs to buy accounting books and biology books and things like that. So I wanted you to buy the nice little cards that are fairly inexpensive so that you can reference those even going to future semesters. But then you come in here and we have all this content. I've written all this content for you. You have, again, videos embedded in here. You have podcasts embedded in here. There's a list at the very top of the course that organizes all of that for you. So, come in here, use your resources, understand it, use the resources that we provided where you go every single week. It's going to be a great semester. You're not alone. You're not floating out there in cyberspace without somebody here to contact you or to talk to you. I'm here. The other instructors are here at the scheduled times. Just let us know how we can help you. Okay? All right. I look forward to working with all of you this semester, and we will we'll get through what will be kind of an odd fall, but it's going to be a great fall. Talk to you. I'll send out the next update on Wednesday of this week, and look forward at about 5 p.m. Okay? All right. See you.